If you ask any Nigerian what the nation's problem is, they perhaps will give you several things depending on what perspective they're seeing the problems of Nigeria from and where their own standpoint in the matter. Today, the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, disclosed what he perceives as the nation's major problem. Professor Osinbajo disclosed this when he met labor union leaders at the Aso Rock Villa. For a second time this week alone, protesters took to the streets of major Nigerian cities asking for good governance. Here is the details of the story.
Having experienced a roadblock by security personnel at the 3 Arms zone, Labour selected some members of their leadership to head to the seat of government in the presidential villa to register their protest. Among their 18-point demand to the acting president, leaders of the labor union say issues of governance and systemic corruption facing the nation are a source of worry to them.
One, public officers being made to declare their assets before assuming office, and where they don't do this, it should be forfeited, and many other issues that we think will actually support the issue of good governance. We also want the fight against corruption actually to go down the ladder because we still see that in states and local government where workers are being owed salaries and pensions, and yet a lot of resources are being diverted.
The vice president, in what looks like a lecturer labor union brainstorming session, takes them through what governance is all about. He says this administration is committed towards empowering Nigerians irrespective of their status.
You can imagine a situation where when there was resources, salaries were not paid. All of these things we're talking about were not made. But at the leanest time in the history of this country, we have made those payments, ensured that salaries of workers, even in the states, are paid, ensured that those refunds are tied to payment of salaries at a time of the leanest purse that the federal government has had in very many years. One of the most important things about the interventions is that we know that we have to address the questions of unemployment. If you don't address the questions of unemployment, we can't even begin to say that people will have a decent or reasonable lifestyle.
He also tells them that a successful fight against corruption will not be feasible without the support of Nigerians.
The major problem that this country has suffered so far is the looting of its resources. That's the major problem. Government needs the TUC, the NLC, the working classes, the civil society to speak up against corruption. We need them to speak up. Because if you look at what is going on, the campaigns that are going on, people are carrying on as if, well, you know, I mean, the kinds of comments you get sometimes, it's a witch hunt. Only these people are being punished. Only that is being punished. Hey, if the evidence points to you, you should not have the excuse that you are being witch hunted.
The government is facing mass protest in quick succession within a week. Concerned Nigerians say they look forward to the day when those they voted into power will fulfill their promises, for that is the only way to avoid the hues and cries now prevalent in the land. Chukwuma Onwekusi, Channels Television News.